USOC says it intends to send a full team to the Winter Olympics. While senior members of the Trump administration have suggested that tensions on the Korean Peninsula could force the United States to skip the Winter Olympics, the U.S. Olympic Committee on Friday reaffirmed its intention to send a full squad to the PyeongChang Games in February. USOC officials were taken aback this week when two high-ranking members of the Trump administration appeared to cast some doubt on the United States' participation in the Olympics, citing possible security concerns and safety issues. UN Ambassador Nikki Haley said it was an open question, and White House Press Secretary Sarah Huckabee Sanders said no official decision has been made as to whether the United States would send a team. Both later softened their stance, and Sanders tweeted, "The U.S. looks forward to participating in the Winter Olympics in South Korea. We were obviously a little bit surprised, but not at all surprised when at the end of the day, I think, there was just some miscommunication there rather than anything that was intended to be substantive," said Scott Blackman, the USOC chief executive officer, on Friday. "So yes, it definitely got our attention, but I think all's well that ends well, and it was just a little bit of an oversight in terms of language." Senior administration officials cast doubt on U.S. participation in games. Blackman spoke on a conference call with reporters following the USOC's quarterly board meeting in New York. While the dizzying statements sent ripples through the Olympic world on Thursday, Blackman said he didn't hear from a single athlete or sponsor that was worried about the United States' participation in the Winter Games or the administration's comments. "I think everybody is focused on the fact that we're gonna be bringing a team," he said. "We're gonna show up just like almost 100 other nations and really looking forward to it." While Sanders said Thursday that President Trump could ultimately weigh in on whether Americans would compete in PyeongChang, it's not clear whether the executive branch would have the authority to keep Team USA at home. The USOC is a non-profit organization, not a government agency, though it does work closely with several federal branches. Blackman declined to say whether he felt Trump could bar American athletes from competing. "We'll leave that to the constitutional lawyers," he said. "We are going to take a team to PyeongChang unless it's physically impossible or legally impossible to do that. So we are 100% committed to our athletes on that, but don't want to get into a discussion around what the legalities might be." There were no further White House statements on Friday regarding the PyeongChang Olympics. Heather Nauert, a State Department spokeswoman, tweeted, "We have a long-standing and successful relationship with the Republic of Korea. We support their efforts to ensure that a safe and successful Winter Games will take place. We look forward to cheering on at Team USA at PyeongChang 2018. While North Korea has conducted several intercontinental ballistic missile tests, most recently last week, one that showed the ability to deliver a nuclear warhead as far as Washington, D.C. Olympic officials continually have downplayed any security concerns related to these Winter Games. "I recall prior to the 2014 Games in Sochi, there was a tremendous amount of apprehension about security issues related to those games," said Larry Probst, USOC chairman. "Once we got there, once we got on the ground, it was incredibly secure, everybody felt very safe, and I expect the same sort of thing in PyeongChang," said Blackman. "The risks are different with each games. We had one set of risks in Sochi. In Rio we were concerned about Zika and small-scale crime. Obviously in Korea, we're concerned about the global tensions. But interestingly, from the standpoint of things that we can control, we actually feel really good. We think we're in a good place." Read more. Shaun White is repaired and ready to go to PyeongChang. USOC bans Russia from Winter Olympics for widespread doping perspective, denied a medal in Sochi. Katie Ellender looks ahead to PyeongChang. USOC ban of Russia could affect virtually every sport at 2018 Winter Games perspective. Mikaela Shiffrin reigns supreme among